What's up, everybody, and welcome to the official PlayStation podcast of the KT Data Network. We are
the LittleBigKast.
On today's show, Rachel goes AWOL.
Jeez,
Big
bye-bye.
surprise, right?
Surprise.
Robin bakes a cake.
That I did.
Drew gets kicked out of the LBK family.
Get out!
Only briefly. And Jeff finds a new gaming obsession with Helldivers. All this and more on episode 45, ladies and gentlemen, of the LittleBigKast. Welcome. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the LittleBigKast. I am one of three hosts today. My name is Jeff Hawks. With me, as always, Robin Haislett.
Oh,
Hola.
And Mr. Drew Tyler.
hey, welcome. Good to be here.
Thanks.
As always.
Thanks for being here, as always.
As always.
Unfortunately, Rachel's not with us. She's enjoying the sunny beaches of Southern California. So
She
you're
got
all
the short
stuck
end
with
of the
us
stick.
Yeah.
today.
She totally
Poor
did.
thing.
Fortunately, Robin's here to make us all look a little bit better. And yeah, so we're going to just get it kicked off.
Let's get in it.
Who wants to go first? Talk about their week.
I can
What
talk
they've
about,
been doing.
I can talk about all about my week.
All
Shall
right,
I go?
Drew,
All right, I'll take
kick
this.
it off, man.
So, everything that I've done this week goes like this. Okay. Spring break.
I know!
I got all my work done. Like I said, I was going to get all that grading done. I got it all done by Friday, so I have enjoyed a very stress-free, very for Saturday and Sunday and Monday. And Monday and Tuesday I actually came up here full days, and because my kids are in school and stuff, and I've been working on a online course for Final Cut 10.
Right on.
That I'm going to launch on Udemy, which is, like a place where you can go buy courses and whatnot.
Right.
So any friends of the program, let me know and I'll get you a coupon code. But I've done this like 1 hour course, like crash course of Final Cut. And it's been fun, like every day to be able to work on something for 8 hours at a time. Oh my gosh. I haven't done that for
no
years.
distractions.
With no distractions.
Yeah.
So that has been like the blissful part of my week. In the grading world, let me check my notes. Oh, I beat Costume Quest 2.
Nice.
Sat down with the girls.
So final thoughts. What are the final
I enjoyed
thoughts?
it. I really liked it. I do have to apologize to the 5-year-old because we had dentist appointments yesterday, and playing Costume Quest, which is all about candies and evil dentists, for the week or two leading up to this.
Wow.
We had a meltdown about, I think it was Saturday night, because she knew we were going to the dentist soon. And then she understands the game. All of a sudden, it's not just knocking on doors and being like, trick or treat, I'm going to have candy, or I'm going to get, a big fight. All of a sudden, to her, it was like, oh no, this is the evil
This
dentist.
is real life.
Talk about pure, fear.
Really?
She was hysterics.
That's
she realized that it
that's
was
awesome.
about dentists. And I was like, no, it's about candy. We're saving candy. Natural dad,
Yeah.
Yeah. But she came out of it, and we went to the dentist, and nobody had any new cavities. That's a
cool.
triumph as a parent,
long as there's
right?
no new
Yes.
cavities, that's fine.
Yeah. Never mind the two that we didn't fill from
It's whatever.
6 months ago. But that went well. I really enjoyed the game. I loved the gameplay. I enjoyed the puzzle things. I feel like I could go back and pick up a couple of extra things that I didn't get. Costumes I never finished and stuff. I think there's still some replayability there.
Very cool.
I enjoyed it. I like it altogether. Had a really good time playing Destiny with you, KT, and you,
I
KT.
know.
We actually
I know.
played.
Y'all got me on.
Robin played some
Yeah.
Destiny.
I
Yeah.
know it happened,
It
and
was
I gained
awesome.
2 levels because of it. So
I gained 2 levels.
it was
I'm 30.
magic.
So 30.
You're level 30?
I'm level 30 now.
And you're 22?
Yep.
coming.
cool.
We're coming along.
At 24, we can take you through the vault.
I know.
Drag
I
you
know.
along. And I feel like I could drag now. Like you called me in on that game, and we Sherpa'd a few people through. And you'll talk about that, I'm sure. But that was cool, super fun. And then I even played our indie game for a little bit.
Very cool.
And then I rage quit it.
Did you really?
I never rage quit anything. We'll talk about it later.
You rage quit an
Wow,
indie game.
this is gonna be an experience.
But that's my week.
Very cool. Robin, what
Yeah.
about you?
I hopped on and played Destiny with y'all, and that was
awesome.
a spectacular experience. It's like, yes, I now understand like the fanboy level of like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing game
It's
ever.
fun when you play with friends, right?
Exactly.
It is
If
fun.
you're playing by
It's
yourself and you're going through the grind by yourself, it feels like a grind. But if you're playing with friends and if you can like switch it up a little bit, so like, well, I'll get into my shotgun runs later, but like. If you can be playing with friends, it changes the whole dynamic of the game for sure.
Yeah, no, because if like my only companion is my poorly voice acted ghost, then I don't know, I lose all motivation to do
Right.
that. We need to get over to this thing. No kidding. Really?
Yeah. I don't have time to tell you why I don't have time to tell you.
That's pretty much it. But Did that. Been playing a little bit of like the episodic games. The next,
Like the Telltales? Or
Yeah,
yeah?
the next episode of Tales of the Borderlands comes out this month. I can't remember.
Isn't that next week?
I think it's supposed to be
It's soon.
It's just really soon. So I kind of like freshened up on that. Played the 2 episodes of Game of Thrones.
And how was that? Because I've wanted to start those, but like
Have you watched all the movies? Have you like seen the show?
Yeah, I've seen the shows. So
What's holding you back?
I guess my reservation is like, first of all, I hate waiting for the next episode, and so there's a part of me that's like, there's a part of me that just is like, I'll just wait till they're all done. Like I waited till all the Walking Deads were out, and I played through in just a rush, and then with Bigsby, what is it?
The Wolf Among Us.
Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
With the Wolf Among Us, I did it episode by episode, and my wife played along with me, and it was painful waiting for the next episode to come out. It was just like, yeah, it was super tough to just, I don't know, like we don't watch TV on TV. We watch TV on Netflix, so we don't have to be waiting for episodes to come out. And so I feel like I'm better at playing these games when I'm not waiting because I get annoyed. And so that's been kind of a hang up. But for you,
For me, it's okay for the fact that for the fact that I can have that little bit of wait time, because now I'm so used to not having to wait for anything. Everything is completely on demand,
Right.
and I can have everything I want right now. It's like, okay, this is kind of training me, like, waiting is okay. Like, good things will happen.
Conditioning yourself.
Yeah, it's just
Nice.
like, now my impulse buying is, like, going back. It's like,
so you've actually started, you have started Game of Thrones, right? You've started the television show in the last couple weeks?
yes, that was, like, one of the things that my impulse buying hasn't been controlled on.
Okay, so
Did you binge?
So
Yeah.
have you felt like you needed the television episodes to supplement the game at all?
Not truly. There's a couple of little things that you have to do and understand, like the kind of like social structure. I can talk today. Social structure that goes into Game of Thrones.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's really interesting because what they do is they have a previously not discussed family as the center of this series.
Oh, really?
So it's an expansion in that world, and it isn't like rehashing everything. Like, oh well, you could control what Joffrey does at this.
Right.
Or,
So is it? I mean, are the characters that you're immediately involved with, or that are separate from the traditional Game of Thrones world, are they the same kind of like good, bad characters that you see throughout the other families of the Game of Thrones? Like, you have the Lannisters, right? Which are like,
yeah, and the Lannisters are all over in this one.
Okay.
So there's just this.
I guess the question I'm asking is the family that you're a part of in this game, are they banging siblings? Like,
negative.
because that's a kind of a theme that runs through
Like-
Westeros, right?
Like
Is that
banging as in
incest
killing?
is best.
Sure. Yes.
In Westeros, incest seems to be this popular thing that's happening, and
Yeah.
so I was just
Historic.
curious, like,
It's totally
Yes,
historic.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The Targaryens
so
married
it
brothers and sisters for years.
it follows like the characters that you're playing as are similar. Like they're not the
They
good
are-
guy or the bad guy. Like they're
They're much closer to
complex
the
characters.
Starks. They
Okay.
are much closer to the Stark.
okay.
The Stark
So you kind of
series.
like the characters you're playing as then, because
Yeah, I
everyone
don't-
likes the Starks, and then everybody dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler
All my
alert.
friends are dead.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
But yeah, that's
worth getting into.
Yes,
Okay.
I highly recommend it.
Okay, I'll have to get into it.
And how about your week?
My week. My week's been good. So first of all, I have officially found my in-between resets, like game, in between the Destiny reset, right? So like,
Wait,
I'm,
what?
I have a game.
I'm
There's-
surprised that I actually like thought about it this morning. I played for like 10 minutes, and I was like, should I do the Nightfall? I actually thought about a reset. I haven't done that before. I
That's
was like,
awesome.
I might do this again between now. Anyway.
Yeah, so you have the Tuesday reset, and typically the way that I've been playing, because I've everyone knows, right? Like I've binge played Destiny. Like it's been a thing that's been happening for the last 6 months, and
Or more.
or
Ish.
more
Just saying.
since August,
Yeah.
whatever.
When it came out.
So basically, in the last like week and a half, Helldivers has come out,
true.
and I'd been watching kind of the press leading up to the release of this game, and I thought it looked cool. I thought it looked interesting, and I don't know. Right now I'm really sold on cooperative gameplay. I've
True.
really been enjoying just playing with friends and family members and whoever. Like, it's fun to just be with other people. I don't know. It's weird, but that's definitely a shift that's taken place within my kind of draw to gaming. Typically, throughout my life, like, I've been the single player. Like, I want a really good campaign or a really open world that I can just jump into the story. And more recently, like, I've appreciated the opportunity to pull a friend in and just jam together. And so Helldivers kind of satisfies that. And what I found myself doing in Destiny was spending, the time on the resets to run through. I've 3 characters. One of them's maxed out, and 2 of them are close to being maxed out. And so I'm running 3 Nightfalls a week, 6 raids a week.
This is insane to
That's
me.
a lot.
Right? You just think about this and
Like,
you go,
it just
what, wait.
Right,
Don't you have
that's a lot.
You have something else to do. That's it.
That's a lot.
Wow.
And
The wife
so
needs a bigger honeydew
before
list.
anybody,
Just
yeah, so
note, just a note.
yeah.
before anybody thinks like I neglect my family and responsibilities and stuff, I think we've talked about,
Yeah.
like, my wife's pregnant, right?
Right,
So,
right.
and we learned last week that I'm having a boy, which is pretty exciting.
Yay, let's celebrate.
So that's pretty cool. I'm
baby
excited
boy.
about that. That's fun. But if you've ever known anyone that was pregnant, you learn that pregnancy makes you tired pretty much all the time. So Claire goes to bed early, and I can either go to bed at 8:30
do
when
laundry,
everyone else
do the
does.
dishes, clean the house.
Yeah, but it's nighttime.
You do
Nobody
the
wants to
kids'
do that
homework.
stuff at
You do.
8:30 at night,
Yeah.
and it's loud.
It is loud.
If
It's
I
all
wake
loud.
up because like if I wake up someone doing the dishes, it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
that's true.
problem.
That's true. That's true.
So I play Destiny. That's what I do. And whatever. Like, if you have a problem with that, go ahead and judge away.
He is an awesome father.
I guarantee you can't match my level of self-loathing. So it's all good.
No, I'm gonna call you, and you're gonna have to make Layla's stupid leprechaun trap.
Perfect. But
He's mad for
so I've
elves.
spent a lot of time with Destiny, and that's how I've been doing that. But outside of just the things that I've been doing at the reset, I'm just spending a lot of time playing because I have nothing else to play. Like, so I'm grinding
Yeah.
just for the sake of grinding, and that has gotten old. And so
Like a high schooler.
Helldivers, right? So Helldivers has kind of taken me out of that and given me really kind of a new universe to explore. So the premise of Helldivers is you are you're basically what?
Super Earth.
Yeah, so
I just love
Super Earth
Earth. It isn't
exists.
Earth. It's Super Earth.
because Earth was destroyed, Super Earth now exists, and humanity is fighting back against 3 different alien races that are trying to come in and conquer Super Earth. So what's cool about it, first of all, is it actually kind of does feel like Destiny. Okay?
Okay.
It
does.
does
It
kind of
does.
feel like Destiny. Like, you're running around and you're a dude with tons of weapons and a cape. You feel like a hunter in Destiny.
The cape looks
Okay,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks rad.
swirls and like every turn you make, it's like.
It's very cool.
Yeah, I like that.
You're fighting against 3 enemies. You fight against 3 enemies in Destiny, like, or enemy
Yeah.
species or
right,
whatever.
Right.
But it's a top-down kind of RPG slash strategy game. It's like a top-down twin-stick shooter strategy, and it's a lot of fun. It's 4-player co-op, and
Did you
so
play?
you basically
Have you got 4 people in there? I
yeah,
saw you
I've
played
had
with
4
Render.
players in.
Okay.
And so basically what you do is you have the universe, and different sections of your universe are controlled by different alien races, and you're trying to take those colonies back, or those planets back from the aliens. So first of all, one of the cool things is whenever you log in, it actually brings up a screen that tells you what the universal stats are. And so across the board, every single PlayStation player, it's telling you how many bugs have been killed today, how many illuminated have been killed. So the different alien races, it tells you how many have been killed and how many of your people, how many humans have been killed. And it shows their progress as they move towards or away from Super Earth. And so the better you do, the more you push them back, and the worse you do, the closer they get. And so it's this really
Ooh,
cool
I like
dynamic
that.
between everyone that's playing the game. So anyway, that's my gaming stories. Super fun. If you don't have Helldivers, it's a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation exclusive. It's Vita, PS3, and PS4.
Now, aren't they doing something with the Spring Fever sale?
It just went off sale. So the sale
like 10%.
It was like $3 off.
Eh.
It wasn't a big deal. It was like $17. This week I think Hotline Miami 2
Yeah.
is the sell.
Wrong number.
And it's, by all accounts, that is supposed to be fantastic.
It's so fast twitch. It's just like, gah!
Yeah, super.
I can't fast twitch.
It's supposed to be super cool. So outside of gaming, well, I guess this is still related to gaming. So like Drew mentioned, we Sherpa'd a group through the Vault of Glass.
Still gaming.
It was some neighbors of mine that found out that I played. So I had a neighbor that put a video clip, like he just shared a clip from Destiny on his Facebook page, and I was like, I had no idea you played Facebook. The dude's a rocket scientist. Like, that's what he is. That's what he does. He works on rockets. He's an engineer that works on. He's a rocket scientist. Okay, so I saw it and I was like, oh, I know you do. You play Destiny. That's so cool. What's your PSN ID? And so he gave me his information, and then he sent me a text on like Friday and was like, hey, my son and I want to run the Vault of Glass. Can you help us through? And
there's nobody better to ask.
Yeah.
To run through the vault than
it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Drew, KT, and Render21 helped me take these two guys through. And despite it being the first time through, we beat it in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was less than that. Yeah, it was like an hour 15 or something.
It was super, super fast.
I helped.
Everybody.
Like, I didn't just get dragged in and along. I helped. I was a part and parcel of. I killed things. Way less than anybody else, but I killed things.
He was a contributing member.
Yeah.
Were you the sword bearer or the relic?
I didn't get to do it. No, I didn't get. They didn't let me touch the important things.
We didn't do it today. We didn't do it this time because we were in a hurry.
Right. No, it was fun though.
It was
fun.
good.
And I didn't get lost. So
They made you feel special.
And that's the end of the game.
Yes.
That's the end of the gaming stuff. Being a Sherpa is fun. Taking people through for the first time is a lot of fun.
It was way cool to play with a dad and a son. Like, to hear that conversation towards the end of the game, they're like, we can do about a half hour, but then, son, it's time for bed. Like, that to me was awesome.
And
it was like.
So I was also like, one of the things that I thought was really cool about that is you typically, you hear a lot, right? I'm a dad, Drew's a dad, Robin, you're a mother.
Yes, I'm dead.
And at least for me growing up, video games in the house were like frowned upon. Like, it was not, I was like, really, you're wasting your time on video? Like, if my homework wasn't done, obviously if your homework's not done, it's appropriate to be like, we shouldn't be playing games. But like, it was never something that was encouraged. It was never something that was like, hey, let's do this together. And I think, man, like, what a cool thing for a dad to do, to sit down and play a game with his kid. Because not only are you doing something together, but I guarantee you're talking more than you would
Yeah.
if you weren't sitting down on a couch next to each other and playing a game together. And so I think that's a really cool thing for a parent to be able to sit down and play a game. Like, I've talked about my experience with Child of Light extensively on this show.
Yep.
Playing with my 4-year-old daughter, and how I felt like that brought us closer together. And she still talks about that game.
That's cool.
All the time. I want to play the light game. I want to play the light game.
That's cool.
And so yeah, I think that's really cool. It's something that I look forward to as my kids grow up, to be able to sit down and play a game with them. Outside of gaming, finally, I started watching Powers, the new PlayStation.
Just came out, right, this week?
Made for PlayStation TV series.
No, isn't like the Air Force somehow involved in it? I saw.
They just are a sponsor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the Air Force Reserves, they donated whatever amount of money they needed to have a little blip of their logo at the front of the show. Outside of that, I don't think they had any involvement whatsoever. Basically, so Powers is based on a comic book that I've never read. Heard it was good, but honestly, the show was really entertaining. The acting by a couple of the different characters kind of left you feeling like you could be a better actor. But the main actor, Charlton, the guy from District 9, he's a South African dude. I'm pretty sure someone out there knows who I'm talking about. KT probably
I'll
does.
follow the chat.
But he's fantastic, and basically it's a world where people exist with superpowers, and you basically develop them or you don't, or you're born with them or you're not. And the main character is a guy who at one point in his life was a superhero and had his powers taken from him, and he joined a police force dedicated to policing supers, policing people with powers. And so in a lot of ways, it actually feels like a Grimm kind of show. It feels like Grimm, but instead of people being Grimm fairy tales, they're superheroes or supervillains.
Oh, okay.
And so in this world, like, there are supervillains, there are superheroes, and then there are police. and normal humans trying to figure out what the crap they're going to do and how they're going to deal with these people. It's a super intriguing world that they've created, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. So if you have the time, it's free if you're a PlayStation Plus user, I think.
Yeah.
I think the first episode, at least, I know for sure is free, but I clicked on the second, and it didn't look like it was going to charge me, so the second might be free too. I don't know.
They released 3 of them, but yeah, I don't remember if I think it's free to all PSP.
I think so. I think PS Plus.
Yeah.
But so this is Sony's kind of reaction to some of the Halo TV series that were announced during the initial E3 presser for the Xbox One, where they talked about, we're going to have original content coming exclusively for Xbox users. And they've had a couple Halo shows come out that have been flops. I think based on the first episode, I think Powers looks really interesting and could be something that's pretty dang cool.
That's what it was. They put the first episode on YouTube for everybody, but if you're a PSN Plus member, you get the season.
Is the entire episode on YouTube?
First one is. So it's like there's
cool.
a teaser out there, and then if you're a member, you get the season for free on your PS.
Oh, cool.
That was like drugs. First one's
Give you a little
free.
taste.
Marketing and drugs, they go hand in hand. You get
true.
a little
It's
gateway video.
So it's definitely a show that I would check out if you have a minute to look at it. It's a superhero show, like a Grimm-esque superhero show for adults. It's very violent.
I was gonna say,
It's bloody. It swears.
Yeah,
It is not something that
not
your
network
5-year-old
TV.
wants to. You want your 5-year-old superhero fan to watch. Other than that, I have kind of finished putting my Twitch stuff together, so I'm streaming 3 nights a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you were up quite a few nights this week.
I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights from 8:30 till around midnight.
That's
So
some
if
dedication.
you want to tune in,
That's
feel free to tune in and chat with me. It's twitch.tv/MRHOX.
And we usually host on LittleBigKast if I'm up and watching.
True.
I'll patch it over to our channel as well.
That's true. And that wraps up everybody's week. So, Drew, you ready for some news?
Boy howdy. Give me some news tunes. I have got news galore. First up, we can start with the delay of the week, as I'm sure we've all heard.
This is a big news piece because of
Yeah.
what the game is, not because anyone's surprised
Right,
that
exactly.
it's delayed.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the game being Uncharted 4 Thief's End, coming in spring of 2016. So we're a year away now from Uncharted 4. When it was going to be this year, it was going to be a big blockbuster, holiday season type of thing. I saw some complaints from fanboys. What am I going to do for Christmas? And many
Buy a different
people,
game.
yeah, people would respond. They'd be like, "You've got all of these," and they'd list like 20 of them. So yeah, that's sad news, but I think we've talked about it many times. This is one that you want to do right.
again.
Right.
I want them to delay it. I would so much rather they delay this instead of trying pushing it and pushing out another thing that shall not be mentioned.
I don't think there's any chance that Naughty Dog releases a game
Yeah.
that is not a 10 anymore going forward. Like they can't afford to.
Right.
They have built their reputation on 10s.
They can't not do it. And this one's, I mean, this is like Nathan Drake's like climactic, the end, like cool stuff. So I got a year to catch up. I've got to finish 2 and pick up 3 and
finish
get
the
ready for yeah.
yeah.
That took me about a year.
Yeah.
All right. News number 2. The PlayStation 4, we talked about Xbone and the PlayStation 4 getting launched in China. Xbox went first in January, and there were some hang-ups with the government not being hip to it or something they had to work out. So finally, we've got a date now. PS4 is available in China on March 20th, so like a week away. They'll be able to pick up PlayStation 4 for about $460 or however many. What do they use over there? It's not yen.
I want to say yen, but I'm
It's
not going to be wrong.
Is it? Maybe. I don't know. The Chinese.
Yes, the
Chinese
currency.
dollars.
Yes,
Yeah,
Chinese form of
that's it.
currency.
I play games, guys. I don't know
know,
money.
I'm
I don't
so-
know.
I'm-
I know glimmer. All right. So,
and Vanguard.
They call it yuan.
oh yeah, the yuan.
YUAN.
Oh, the yuan,
$28.99
which is like
yuan.
it's like
Yuan.
a yen, but it's a yuan.
How would you say that, Daniel?
My little girl speaks Chinese. Let's just get her down here and ask her what
Yuan.
she thinks. Yuan.
Yuan.
Chang. All right. News number 3. This one's kind of fun. The PlayStation firmware is in the works. Right, they'll start beta testing, but a new
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 firmware that's going to add some pretty cool features. One of which is suspend resume, so that you can get in the middle of a game, shut it down into rest mode, and then come back to that game in that same spot.
Without having to reload the game,
yeah.
turn it on. Yeah, it's
Like
just
an actual
it's like pausing it.
like what do they like? I'm trying to be witty. What's that thing that they froze Han Solo in?
Carbonite.
Yeah, it's like that. They'll freeze you.
Don't judge me.
They'll freeze you and bring you
quick.
back. That
Yeah,
was really
don't judge
impressed.
me.
Yeah.
No, I'm just wearing a Darth Vader shirt for no reason. Hey!
And so,
I think you're talking about carbonite.
and the other thing they're talking about is doing a button reassignment, which I think we might get into a little bit later. But the idea that you could take your controller and rearrange the buttons, and they
Right.
talk about how awesome that is for people
We
with
can get into that.
disabilities.
Let's just get into that now.
We can do it now.
Yeah. So there was another article at the bottom
Yeah.
by the Huffington Post.
That they're going to transform things for
Yeah,
for
so
people with
essentially
disabilities.
that PlayStation, in doing this and allowing the new button mapping, they're transforming gaming for players with disabilities. And, kind of throughout my school career, right, like teachers drill into you all the time accessibility, whether it's whatever the message is, whatever the layout is. If you're in a web design class, accessibility.
Right,
If you're
right.
in a PR class, accessibility.
Yep.
People need to be able to find and have access
tags
to
everywhere.
and read
Yep.
and experience whatever that message is that you're sending out there. And so this is pretty cool. And, the quote that they had at the very bottom of this I thought was pretty interesting. So the Huffington Post reached out to Xbox. So the article says, what's more, the Xbox One doesn't offer built-in accessibility options like the ones that might be coming to the PS4. They say this is a game changer. Svon said of the potential PS4 update, unless Xbox One catches up now and does the same thing, we're going to have to change what we recommend to people.
This is the guy that's
Yeah.
from the Able Gamers
Right.
nonprofit. That's kind of
Correct.
helping.
And so it says representatives for Xbox did not immediately respond to the request. And they talk about how this isn't a cure-all for accessibility for gaming.
Well, no, but
it's a
Great
it's a
step.
start.
Yeah.
And it's
Great
a
step.
good start, and it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people, and there's stories all the time on Reddit, for example, of people who have kind of survived a healing process
Yeah.
by escaping temporarily into a video game. And I think that's true for a lot of people, whether it's a breakup, whether it's a losing a loved one, and a broken leg that you're just stuck at home and you can't do anything.
Or like
For
my
a lot of
brother
people-
ran his hand through a planer, so now his right hand gaming hand is not entirely
scar
functional.
tissue won't let him bend.
Well, they do a lot of things. So being able to to rework some of those buttons will be a big deal for him. So a lot
Absolutely.
of these type of people for sure.
So it's something that it's actually like it's something I had never really thought about, because there are people that create custom controllers for people with disabilities. I've seen that,
Uh-huh.
but thinking about it now after seeing this, I'm like, how is this not something that happened 10 years ago?
Right.
Like it's shocking that we're this far behind in catering to players with disabilities or players that need some kind of additional help to get into a game. And so from my perspective, I just think it's about time. It's a good start. I'm excited to see where it goes.
And I'm excited
Yeah.
to see kind of who else that opens it up for. That's good. That's good. And there'll be some other things with this firmware. I think that those are the main things that we're talking about right now. Let's finish up our news. We don't have much left. Special edition of PS4. We've seen a couple of them here and there. Katie, our producer, is always dropping bundles and
Yes.
packages. They're for me.
You know you want them.
They're for me
You know you want
because I'm gonna get one someday soon. But Konami is putting out a Metal Gear Solid version that's like this saucy red with a gold trim. Is that it? Is
Yeah.
that the picture? Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's pretty.
As I talked about last show, I didn't get a whole lot of Metal Gear in my life. I don't know who Solid Snake is, but I like this red top PS4. I know.
You've never played Metal Gear Solid?
My story was that I played the Metal Gear way back on the Nintendo,
Yeah.
the first run. And
Is this a conversation that happened? Is this a conversation that happened last week
think it was
while I was
last
gone? All right.
She's shaming me right here. Public game shame.
You just continue the story.
Just that I had a hard time. It was one game of my Nintendo career that I rented and could not get past the first screen. For some
Okay.
reason, never caught on. Never played the rest of them because I could not get past. I missed something important. So,
Wow. So you missed one of the powerhouse games of
Yeah.
all time.
yeah, Hideo Kojima probably hates me. I think he does.
You should play it. You can buy it as a PS1 classic on your PS3.
I would probably still get stuck on the same screen, and then
No, it's a
and then
different game.
Oh.
It is not. It is not a.
I can see you just like screw this game, table flip, I'm out.
Oh man,
like the
Metal Gear Solid is one of my best gaming experiences of my entire life. Like when I remember I remember the intro to this game like crystal clear. You're underwater, you come out of the water, and you have to sneak up and take out the guards in the first room as the elevator comes down.
See, I would have missed that.
And
What am I
I
supposed to
remember
do,
seeing
swimming?
footprints from the water. Like when I got out of the water and I could see footprints, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's footprints! They're my footprints!" Every time I walk, and then I got upstairs and went and I stood in the snow, and there are footprints. And then I'm walking around and I see these footprints in the snow, and then a guard sees my footprints and starts following them. And I was like, "An AI is reacting to something I did unique. Like it's reacting directly with me." That was like the first time that has ever happened. I could knock on a wall and AI would turn around and come back and check me out. That's amazing. That's the first game ever to do that stuff. And you haven't played it.
I tell you, I had a spurt where
Get out, Drew.
I told you, I played the early Nintendos.
No, not get out. Get into the closet.
A hiatus.
And we're going to get you a little screen.
There you go.
And we're going to get you
There
a
you go.
console.
No,
we're
you
gonna get
should
game.
check
You
it
can't
out.
come
All right,
out.
maybe I'll do a PS1 Classic on that. But that's the story. They have a special edition. It's hot. Another news: Rock Band 4 coming to the PS4 this year.
I get to have friends again.
So there'll be a lot of now that's one we could totally live stream all night, rock banding with our friends. That could
Yeah, we could do it
could be
here.
cool down here.
We could hook it up to the green screen.
Oh,
project it. We're on
yeah,
stage
project
in
the
front
whole
of, like
stage.
a million people.
That's a great
That'd be
idea.
cool.
That we could do that. That is and
Do
the
you
big
think-
news
do
there
you
is
think
that
musicians play rocks.
I know I bet
game?
they do.
I know that people who know how to play guitar say that playing the like rock band guitar is the hardest thing ever because
Really?
they have to retrain. It's like
The 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
fingers from doing
It's-
these.
I'm really curious to see if like people that are actually in a rock band, like legitimate rock bands, play rock band
They
at
actually
parties.
I don't.
They're like,
For fun, maybe.
it's just not as exciting, guys.
no, it's
This
worse.
sucks.
Or better yet, if they're on stage at their shows and at the back of the venue, they've got their
chords
string,
are
their chords
actually
are coming
running,
up, and
and
they're
they're
just
like,
like,
they're
I got
going,
that, I
okay,
got
don't
that.
forget, don't
Missed
forget,
it.
don't forget.
Yep, and the meter's going up. No, it's cool. The biggest news of that one is that the existing DLC that you've gotten is going to be available still. You can still
Right.
play all those games or
Yeah.
songs that you bought. So that's cool.
And they're working on making the hardware backwards compatible too. So
Oh, so you
they're
don't have to buy.
Working on it. We don't know about it.
Gosh, I would hope because I think Rock Band 3 came out in 2010 or something. Like it's been a while.
Yeah.
I saw it at CES a long time ago, one of their touring
Many
shows.
moons.
So you think it'd be nice to be backwards compatible because that's a hefty investment, but I can't imagine like what cool things they might,
Yeah.
how much cooler they can be now. We're so much more past that. There you go. So for last little bits of news, we had a little story about Powers Premiere. We talked all about that, so we don't have to talk about Powers.
Mm-hmm.
Powers premiered. Watch it on YouTube for free, and then get it
Jeff
on
is
your
the Powers
season.
premiere.
Yep. It's for big people, so that'll be kind of fun. And then our last little bit of news was just that PlayStation's transferring games for disabilities. So we covered all those topics.
Bam.
We are
We did
so
together.
efficient.
And I banged my mic.
I know, I just did too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What's up? Everybody bang your mics. That is the news.
The news. All right, we'll kick it off with new releases. Robin, do you want to take this or you want me to?
I can be Rachel.
Be Rachel. Please
wait,
do.
Wait, I need more hair. I need more hair.
Get your hair in front of your face and be
Okay.
tired.
All right. So new releases for this week. On the PS4, we have the DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. Woo! Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number, which is a 3-way cross-buy. So know that when I say it for PS4, it's going for PS3 and Vita. So we have Scram Kitty, and that's a cross-buy as well, and Sniper Elite 3 Ultimate Edition. I like things that say Ultimate. It just kind of makes me happy. It's like
yeah.
definitive. It's Ultimate. It's Spectacular Edition.
Bodacious edition.
Yes. Adorable edition. For PS3, we have Atelier Shelley? Alchemists of the Dusk Sea. I don't know. I'm just.
You're just making
word-
Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce that either.
Words. Hotline Miami, Scram Kitty, Sniper Elite 3, Sparkle 2, and Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters. And for Vita, as always, there is Flame Over. I would always think that should be like Flame On, but it's Flame Over. Hotline Miami 2, see, 3 crossbuy, see what we're going with here. Scram Kitty again, and Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters yet again.
That's a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
Word in the
Yep,
chat is that it's at Lear.
At
Lear? At Liar. No, I think it's at Lear.
Atelier
Let's go with
Chalier.
I don't know. I'm just gonna
Atelier Chalet.
I'll overpronounce it. Canada.
Canada.
I don't know. Atlay? You know what? Maybe it's an Atlay. Yeah, let's just go with Atlay.
Atelier Chalet.
It's like Chevrolet. You guys, we just read them as we see them.
Yeah,
We're not
that's
trained professionals for pronunciation guides.
Yeah, if it comes out of Japan, we probably can't read it.
Chalet.
So
Lear. It is Lear. At Lear. Thanks. We'll go with that.
At
As long as I get some
Lear.
sort of closure on that.
anyway, awesome.
Thank you, Kiki.
That wraps up the new releases for this week, and so it brings us to our little special segment that we do every week. We pick an indie game, we get into a little bit, we try to digest it, see what it's about,
Yep.
and regurgitate it back to you, share it with you guys, and give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down on whether or not we, as the LittleBigKast, recommend it for a little pickup. So this game. Our indie-ish game of the week this week is Echochrome. It's produced or published by Sony Computer Entertainment, developed by SCE Japan Studio. So this is a PlayStation 3, or is it exclusively PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
Is it on
Yeah.
Vita too? I think it's just PlayStation 3.
I thought I saw Vita stuff, but maybe that was the Echochrome
Anyway,
2. 'Cause it's
exclusively
been out for years.
PlayStation.
I love what they do.
Metacritic, it has a pretty good Metacritic score of 81. I did not get to play this game because I no longer own a PlayStation 3. Did you
I
get to
played
play
it.
it, Robin?
I did not.
Okay, so
we are
Drew,
going to be depending
Drew
on
is our
you
sole
and Mr.
survivor.
Rage Quit.
I've watched a lot of gameplay for it on YouTube, and
Yeah.
I've spent some time on Metacritic, just kind of poring over what people said about it. And again, pretty popular on Metacritic. So I will start off basically just with the story or the
Yeah.
kind of background of the game.
A lot of people probably know this. And this game came out like
Yeah, it's
7+
old.
years
It's an
ago.
older game.
It's old.
So basically, the synopsis is it features elegant black and white art design inspired by the works of M.C. Escher. And Echochrome is a puzzle game unlike any other. With gameplay based on optical illusions, players must utilize 5 simple laws of perspective to join walkways, hide dangers, and create new paths to reach the echoes, or shadow guides. Once you've mastered these 5 laws, use them to create your own mind-bending levels to play and share with friends using the custom level editor. Master perspective puzzles based on optical illusions across 56 challenging levels that are exclusive to the PS4 version of the game. So, Drew, let's hear it, man.
But first, you have to do the theme.
That was PS3 version of the game. Oh, yeah, I did. We forgot to do the indie game. It's the indie game. It's the semi-indie game of the week.
The indie-ish game of
The indie-ish, yeah. This one's kind of... we went way back because this was on, one of the sales they had. We picked up
Right.
a bunch of games, and this was one that I thought looked really intriguing. I love
'Cause
puzzle games.
Drew's a puzzler.
I love puzzle games. I love perspective games. I love MC Escher. I love this idea. So I thought I'd be okay. And I think... I don't know what happened to me because I don't rage quit anything. I don't rage anything. I'm a very sweet,
Right.
down-to-earth gaming kind of guy.
You are, typically.
So perhaps this is what happened. I started like 2 weeks ago. I pulled it up and I played through a couple of tutorials. And I was like, okay, simple. Fall through holes. White dots bounce you up to what's above you, and I can rotate this screen. So I kind of got that all down. And then I didn't play it for 2 weeks, and I picked it up again a couple nights ago when I had, it was like a night full of projects. It was like, okay, I'll do this for an hour because I need to do something more with it, and then I'll go to this project and see if I can, make a living. And I thought, well, what if I like it so much that I don't get onto my projects? Oh, that's all right. I'll just do that, right? I mean, I was okay with this.
Right.
Got into it, and I think I played like 2 or 3 levels, and I just could not progress. I was not getting anywhere on it. And for a puzzler, I was just like, this should be easier. I'm spinning things, and this guy keeps walking. He walks pretty slow. I know you hold down the X button, and he kind of spits along a little bit
Right.
faster, but as soon as he hits something, he turns around and comes back. And so if I misaligned something, he'd walk all the way down the stairs and go down to the end, and then he'd walk all the way back. Yeah,
that's
I'd be like,
painful.
turn around. If I would have had a turn around button, I would have been like, okay, let's go. But there's part of that puzzle is like he has to do his path, and he has to get to a certain spot and then come back. And then if you've lined up things right, he can cross barriers or jump things. And
Right.
so anyway, I don't know why I rage quit. It's probably because I had something else to do, but I don't. It's strange to me too because my wife was like grading papers. She's working hard, and I'm like, I'm gonna get to my work soon. And the more I got frustrated with the game, I was just like, screw it. No, No, I'm not wasting my time. There's not enough color on the screen for me to waste my time staring at the black and white. So, yes, it's an old game. I would give it like a 50 just because I did not feel like I was going anywhere. I would like to have done 5 or 6 levels and then get stuck for 10 minutes. But no, I was getting stuck for 10 and 12 minutes on level 2.
That's interesting.
So I'm retarded.
So here's one of the so it's interesting because this game did have a very high Metacritic score.
Yes.
Has an 81.
But
I
is
watched
this-
a bunch of the gameplay.
I was like, is this a score from 7 years ago? Because it was pretty cool
Yes.
back then, right? The idea of perspective
Yes,
gaming
so
and
this
that kind
is-
of day.
Well, so the user
then there's
scores
Buzz.
are as recent as January 2nd, 2014.
Okay.
Most of
Okay.
these are back in 2008, though. So has an 81. The highest that it got was a 95 by GamePro. And they say, as LB1 Kenobi once told me, many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. Good advice when thinking your way through Echochrome's frequently mind-stumping, addictive, I think my IQ just went up 10 points level.
I never got there.
That's
Wow.
that's what GamePro had to say. But our little friend, user Wesker2012, said, good concept, flawed execution. While the music is relaxing, the game is not. I bought the game to relax, but the experience was just not.
This is me, because the music the whole time is classical music, and it's very relaxing with this weird frustrated edge to it. Like,
Yeah.
it's classical music, which I can appreciate and I love. We play it at my house all the time, but there was something about the music that was just this grating edge of like, you suck, you can't do this. What do you mean he's walking back again for the 15th time?
Right.
Anyway, so I'm with that guy.
So Wesker2012 gave it a 5 out of 10. So there you go.
Agent Doom from the chat saying that was badass back in the day, but it's kind of old
Yeah,
and dated
it's
now.
kinda like, meh.
Because I saw when I was looking at gameplay and looking
Agreed.
at some stuff in video, Echochrome 2 came out probably about 3 years ago, and they use shadows to kind of similarly do things, and there's more color.
Cool.
And I thought maybe that's one I would give that one a stab. Right?
You'd give it a shot?
I give it a shot. So the thing you guys know, I love like unique controls, and this had all of that. And perhaps years ago I would have loved it, but like things like Brothers and the other ones that we've played, where you have a unique way of doing things.
Right.
I think I've already, I don't know, just didn't quite hit that same mark for me because of the datedness.
Okay.
But no, I appreciate everybody's input in the chat, and
So that's a 50
Metacritic's- I give
from you.
seriously 50 from me.
Watching
But it's
gameplay footage of it, I mean, again, didn't play, watched a lot of gameplay, watched a lot of reviews. It didn't look like my kind of game anyway.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's like, oh, this is really cute and very simple and clean. It's like
Simple and clean.
I can usually appreciate simple and clean, but give me simple and clean like Unfinished Swan or something
Right.
like that.
Ah, see, yes.
we'll have coming
Simple
up.
and clean. Yes. Yes. I like that. In
So-
fact, next week. Oh,
Next week is blank.
it's your
What?
choice though. What was one of yours?
Oh snap! I
have a list.
Wait,
Was it Limbo or Walking Dead season 2, Vikings? I left yours blank for some reason. I
Yeah,
think
you
we'd all
did.
chose.
But
play with us.
I'll pick one. Let's do.
Okay.
What's the one that just came out in the Roman one where you're fighting the god?
Apantheon.
Apantheon.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
that one's fun.
All
Let's
right,
do that.
next week, Apantheon. If you
Apantheon.
want to join us
Make it so.
for the Indie-ish Game of the Week conversation,
I'm sure we'll
pick
talk
up the
about
game,
Helldivers too.
Yeah, we'll have some more Helldivers.
play it for a little bit, and give us your thoughts. And send your thoughts and feelings to @LittleBigKast on Twitter, or you can email us littlebigkast@ktdata.net. And wrapping up episode 45. This
Wow.
has been the three of us, the Little Big
Yes.
Cast. We're here.
With cake.
Yeah, well, let's pull
minus-
that out.
Yeah.
We'll sign off with, and then we'll eat some cake.
We're gonna eat some cake to celebrate a boy in
boy.
the
A
making.
boy.
A boy in the
So,
making.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
So we made a cake
So
for that.
thank you for joining us. This has been episode 45 of the Little Big Cast, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Yes. Thanks for everything. Hope to hear from you.
Adios.
This is
Let's eat that cake.
cake
Yeah,
now. Go,
yeah.
go, cake.
Because he sees himself as a big person, old, a dentist, and since his parents won't give him candy,
Wait, are you telling me that the boy ends up the dentist in the future? Spoiler alert!
Oh,
Spoiler alert!
whoops.
and since his parents won't give him candy, he's like, I'm growing up to be a dentist, not giving them candy, and not letting them wear costumes.
That's right. It's a big deal.
And so we went back into where he was a little kid, and we grabbed him and brought him back. And, well, at first he's like, well, we need a bit of help. At first he's like, get to eat candy and have a costume like you guys. And so we're like, sure. And so we had him in a candy corn costume at first. Then I think we changed it.
We gotta wrap this all up because I get you home for dinner, and these guys probably want their mics back. So that's your first little taste of the Littlest Big Cast.